I started actually preaching when I was 9. I told you, even some places I would get invitations because God started using me. And I remember when God healed me from stammering at that age of 9 years of age. That is when, it was clear. That was my first encounter with our Lord Jesus Christ. Because at that moment, I remember there is this guest ministers that were ministering. My mom invited them, huko tu home, wakakuja, and they gave a prophetic word. So I was slain by the power of God. But I was still so young to understand. But they gave a word and they said, in this house there will be a voice that will be a voice to the nations.
Wow.
And immediately they laid their hands on me, and when I came back, I realized I could speak. So that was the first miracle that God gave me. So from there, I was sure in my spirit that there's something that Jesus has done for me.
Amen.
And in that, when I was slain by the power of God, it was my first encounter to see Jesus. And, I can never forget that encounter and experience, because I started seeing myself. I was young, but now I was seeing myself in the future, standing, winning souls, standing on platforms, standing on stadiums, leading people, but I was still young. So of course, now I realized that my calling was there from that age. So even from that age, my mom started seeing strange things. Even my family, they could see I would say something, it comes to pass. I would tell my mom this and this, it comes to pass. Sometimes people would visit, our house, and I would give them a word, and it would be so accurate. And so when my mom started seeing this, she started encouraging the gift. So I started even being invited in places, because I was such a small baby. They would put me on top of the table, just to share the word, So
I can imagine that.
it went from stammering to ministry. So by the time I was completing high school, I knew for sure that I was called into ministry, and I knew that this is what I wanted to do. But then I didn't know even how to start and where to start from. So I thank God that I had mentors that pushed me also, to study. So first, I did theology. That was the first thing I did. But I also had a passion for public relations. So now I thank God, because if I didn't have the mentors, I would have just gone straight into
PR.
ministry.